This episode is sponsored by the Home Inspector team. It seems like everywhere you look nowadays, you see new homes popping up all over the place like dandelions in the spring. You have to wonder how well those homes are being built with how fast they're building them. That's where the Home Inspector team comes in. With their new construction bundle, you can have every phase of your new construction home professionally inspected to make sure no mistakes are being made. First, they come out before the drywall is installed to make sure the construction and utility rough-ins are done properly, because once they are out of sight, they are out of mind. Before you move in, they ensure everything is functioning properly and provide essential information to help you maintain the home, safeguarding your family and your investment. And finally, just before the builder's warranty expires, they come in to make sure that everything is A-OK, and if it's not, they make sharing your inspection report with the builder a breeze. Scheduling an appointment with the Home Inspector team is super easy. I just did it myself. Just visit their website, thehomeinspector.team, to get an instant quote and to schedule the inspection at a time that works best for you. And don't forget to mention our podcast to receive a special discount. Now back to the show. If you're interested in supporting the podcast or want to support the podcast and also help grow your own business, head over to our Patreon now and secure your ad space. This episode of Down Home Dirt is brought to you by Zucchini Ink Signs and Design, helping small businesses with their printing marketing materials. You're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but first impressions are everything. So let Zucchini Ink help you make a great first impression. Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Down Home Dirt, the show where we dive deep into the journey of entrepreneurship with the people who took the plunge into owning a small business and all the ups and downs that comes with it. I'm your host, Dusta, and today we are joined with Janaye and Skye with SA Jewls. Got ahead of myself with the J. Welcome, and thank you for coming out today.
Oh, thank you for having us. We're so excited.
I am so excited to hear about this business. I found you on a community page, and I feel like it was Youngsville Community.
Yes, that's correct.
And you were looking to start a networking group for your daughter because she is a business owner.
That is correct. Yep.
So tell me about yourselves and like where you grew up and how'd you end up in the Triangle?
So I'm from New York. My husband's from New Jersey. I've been here for about 20 years now. And we met down here, actually, and working together. We worked at the same place together for a few years. And we kind of just started dating. And then we got married, moved out to Youngsville, and had our first. And then we also have a 6-year-old, Jade. And we are heavy in our community. We've always kind of done things for our neighborhood and our community, whether it's through daycare or Halloween events, right? Yeah. Or like just stuff. We're always out there just being in the community. So
I'm with you on that. I came from Florida, so I didn't really have a community where I was from. I'm sure it was there. It just wasn't the way that it is here, you know?
Right. Big difference.
Huge. And I'm really glad to hear this. So tell us about your business.
So I sell bracelets, and jewelry, and it's really fun. And I guess I sell keychains too, and necklaces, like all the types of jewelry you could think of, probably. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And thank you.
So a few years ago, we went shopping, and about 2 years ago now, and she wanted these bracelets, and they were clay bead bracelets, and they were really super cute, but they were really expensive. And so I was like, you know what? I was like, hold that thought. I was like, let's stop at one more store. So we went and stopped at Michael's on the way home, and I bought her a bunch. She picked out a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different threads, spent half of the amount that the bracelets cost, and she went home and made like 20 bracelets that day. And then she goes to school, and she comes home with like 30, 40 bucks. I was like, oh, okay. And that was the beginning of it.
No, I love that story. My daughter was doing that in 5th grade with the slime, but this was like years ago. And I was like, oh, okay, we got something going on here.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right? I love hearing about it. So I kind of covered the question, but I do want curiosity. Like, what made her want to jump into entrepreneurship?
Why do you want to have a business?
Because like I want money for myself, but because your parents are not always going to get you stuff that you want. So I can buy what I want.
No, that's a great answer.
And it's like, I guess it's fun too, making bracelets.
It is a great time to do that. I will agree with you on that. I used to be crafter when I was little, and I made little friendship bracelets all the time, and I really loved it. See, I love that I'm talking to her because entrepreneurship does start really young.
It does.
You've made a great impact already, and you're only 9. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to deal with that. So, can you tell me a little bit about your support system? Like, who is your biggest supporter?
I have to say my mom, probably. And, like, my friends, too. Yeah, my friends.
We had a lot of community support, too. We do a lot of pop-up vendor fairs, and the love that we get just from the people around us, that know us personally or in our neighborhood that know us. It's so inspirational. Like, it almost gives you like a fire to want to keep on doing it.
It does. The admiration and the appreciation from the community is definitely on top tier of things that I agree with you on. Makes me go,
Absolutely.
I love that. So, how do you measure success?
What is like that?
So what does being successful, what does that mean? What does that look like for you? If you had to draw it out, or if you had to draw a picture of success for you, or is it a dollar amount? Is it a feeling? Is it
a feeling, definitely.
A feeling?
Yep.
What's the feeling
it's like scoring a goal at soccer.
She's a soccer player, so that's a great analogy. I like that one.
It is, absolutely. A lot of people measure success by the way that they feel with their business or how they're at peace, because the goal of business is profit. So we don't really account for that. We think about the things that make us happy. So I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you see yourself in the future with your business? What's your goals?
Well, I really want to play Fancy Courage when I grow up, but I want to have like another thing to do. So I'm obviously going to have employees for my business if I do end up doing it. But yeah, because like if it's good to have, like, if you're an athlete, then you want to have like another job, just not what you're doing. But my goal is definitely to like get enough to like have my own warehouse, probably.
Warehouse, okay.
That would be amazing. That's a big dream. I love it. If they say if your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. There
you go. That's awesome. That scared me. That's warehouse.
All right, Mom, write that down. Warehouse. So, what are some of the common challenges that you face being an entrepreneur, and how can you overcome that?
Like, if people don't like my bracelets, probably maybe just ignore it.
Absolutely.
Just ignore it.
I think the other biggest thing too that we also deal with is like, sometimes it's fun, and sometimes you have the ambition to do it and the excitement to do it. And then there's some times where you're just like, oh, I just don't want to do it. And I think that's a big challenge, but that's also a growing pain. And I keep encouraging her, because there are times when sometimes she's like, I haven't made a bracelet today, or I haven't hit my goal to make today. And I'm like, well, I'll encourage her and push her. But that's also, and just as a small business owner and me running a few other small businesses previously, that was always a challenge too for me, is just that consistent commitment, even on the days that are dragging, that you just don't want to do it. But that's a huge growing pain that children need to understand, so that when they become adults, it's not a hurdle so more. It's kind of like a habit now. You just get up, you do it. So for me, it's a challenge too, watching her, because I'm pushing her and pushing her. Hey, okay, I understand, but your goal is 5 a day, or 6 a day, or 7 a day. You got to stick to your goal. And sometimes I feel like I hound her, not too hard, but I do hound her. I nag. But I think for me, I tell myself, she's got to pick up that pace, and she's got to understand the importance behind it. And so how we overcome that is I'll remind her and be like, why do you want your business? What are your, what is something that inspires you with your business? Go back to your goals. And we'll reflect on that. And it sometimes does help pick up that momentum.
Absolutely. I think that every business owner needs a mentor and a business coach. And I love that you're doing that for her and having her realize that there are going to be some days that just suck. I mean, and you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But you got to keep reminding yourself, I'm 100% on that. Like, I do this for a reason. I want this goal, so I've got to do it.
Yep.
That's really good that
Absolutely.
you have a business coach already.
Yeah.
I don't have one yet, so I'm going to need one. I mean, my daughter kind of is my business coach. She's going to be 18 soon, and we've started this business together. We've been in business since she was 14, so the last almost 5 years. And
cool.
I love her to death, and she makes sure that I get places on time, that I get the things done. And even if I don't feel like it, she's just like, do you want to go work for someone else? And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Good job.
So
that's awesome.
It's a constant reminder. So what advice was most helpful for you to make the leap into starting your own business?
I don't really know. Maybe like
money,
ownership and yeah, ownership and money.
Yeah.
Oh, very good answers.
Yeah.
What advice would you give somebody who wants to start their own business at your age?
I would say because like I probably wanted to give up sometimes because like events they just like get crazy because I have like a soccer game that I have to go to an event which is like crazy and then sometimes you don't want to make bracelets so that just takes longer. But if someone my age wanted to start one, I would just tell them like to not give up and remember how much money and how big your future could be.
That is really good advice. Man, you are
Thank
so
you.
wise.
Really good advice.
Yeah, I'm just okay. Taking a breath because wow, that's great. She's right. So let's talk about your main marketing strategy. What do you do now to market yourself?
I have a website. I don't sell on Etsy because I have Instagram, and I'll get ordered on Instagram sometimes. And then we have vendor pop-ups where like tons of people come, and I feel like Etsy would be like a little overwhelming with all the stuff that we have so far. But
she does really good with keeping up on her Instagram. She posts a lot of stories, a lot of like what bracelet we're making today, or she'll push out a new trend, a collection. And she'll do videos, and she engages a lot with a lot of influencers as well. And she's done that all on her own. I'm not a social media person. I try to be, but I'm not. But I try.
Yeah, because a very big business actually reached out to me to send me a package because I made them a bracelet. So
she does really good with that. She does really good with engaging. And so I kind of let her handle that part. I think she does great with it. I think, she's contacted a couple of small businesses to pitch some specific merchandise, some exclusive merchandise for them. So like one of the ice cream stores locally, she wants to make bracelets for them, exclusive to them, so they can sell there. And she's reached out to a couple other small businesses. And these are all things, ideas that I'll ask questions and she comes up with. So the creativity is there. And I think that's important, like for kids, and kind of segue a little bit into the networking meeting, the young entrepreneurs. That's kind of the back story behind that is like just being able to have kids. They're creative. They're extremely creative. And it's just really getting them to put those pieces together by themselves. Because we, adults, I feel like we take things and we're gonna overthink things all the time. And kids have an ability to really be able to create something that ends up being really simple and beautiful. So, but she does great with her marketing. She does.
Sounds like it. So maybe you could give me some tips because I am obviously old and I don't do social media that well, but I'm starting to learn that I don't have a good
Yeah,
handle.
a lot. Takes a lot.
Yes, and
Mm.
honestly, I feel like the younger generation is better at it because it's more like inducted into their lives. Like I grew up where the internet just came out. So
Yes, yes,
I know
yes.
old
Same.
internet.
Yeah, right. Like cell phones weren't a thing. Like,
I remember paying 15 cents a text message, like, and now
right.
that's not a thing. And I just got on TikTok. Does she have a TikTok yet?
So I have a TikTok and she'll use mine. We don't. Again, it's just a lot. Like when you post to one, you got to post it to the other, and then you got to. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I have an Instagram, but
We're gonna venture into TikTok. I think TikTok is good for
yeah.
her age group
Well, like not like
and older.
to have just for an account, like just for bracelets at all, because like I'm not one enough to just have like TikTok
Yeah.
to have it.
Yeah.
No, completely understand. I have one for my podcast, but I'm having difficulty maintaining that because it's a lot. I'm gonna be honest.
It is. Like it's a whole department on its own.
It is, and like you can be successful that way. I can't, but y'all can do that.
She can.
Yeah, because I see some of this stuff and it's like, oh, here's a template, here's that, and I'm like, now that's gonna take me 10 years to learn that, and then you're gonna change it on me. So no.
Right, right. I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
She should definitely do some tips and tricks for social media. Put out some of those videos because I watch them.
Here you go.
Well, I love talking to you guys. So tell us about the networking group. Where do you meet? How did it start? And who's available to go? Who should go?
Well, we meet at Scoops I Made. It's the local ice cream store that my bracelets should be going for their merch. And well, I didn't start this year entrepreneur meeting. My mom did. She could say
I did a lot of small business networking meetings for previous companies that I worked for, and even just like my own personal things that I had going on, and they were really impactful. Having other small businesses come together after hours, and kind of bounce ideas off of each other, um, and just really have like a referral system. It's another form of marketing as well, and it's also a mentorship. And I found that starting her business off, I really didn't have that much background. I didn't take any business classes in school. So I really just kind of going off a whim. And something just resonated with me like, I can't be the only one giving her advice. Like, she needs to broaden her horizons and get advice as well from other like businesses and whatnot. So I was like, let me just put a post out. I was like, just off a whim. It was just random. It was like the thought came to me a couple of days previously. I was like, let me just put it out there. And the replies that I got back were so inspiring that I was like, no, we should do this. These kids should be able to have a place where they feel safe, that they can share their ideas together, and parents feel like they have a resource, because we really don't. We don't have that many resources for kids. It's not encouraged unless it's encouraged at home. And again, being a community person, I feel like if I feel like this, I'm sure there's other parents that feel like this. So we put the call out there. We had a great reply, great response. The meeting, we didn't really have a lot show up. I know it's kind of hard trying to add this to everyone's busy schedule with school, extracurriculars, and all, if you have multiple kids, multiple extracurriculars. And so we're going to keep moving with it because the response it was so well. Um, we'll probably do some like Zoom meetings. I would love to incorporate some workshops where we can do logo building and business card building, website building, get in touch with other small businesses that would be willing to come and volunteer time just to speak to these kids, even like from financial to marketing to whatever. I feel like there should be something like that in the community.
You are absolutely correct. I was actually just thinking about that today, about how I live in Johnston County, and we have a program called STEP, and it's for high school students, and it stands for students into entrepreneurship, and they can earn
Oh,
credits. This is for high school students, so they can earn credits in their high school, but also they can be part of the chamber and they can get their ideas going and everything like that.
nice.
Your daughter is the same age as mine, and they don't really have anything for them, so that would be something great to bring to them. And the first time, it's always going to suck. I know that. So stay with it, because you're doing something really amazing, and being able to have kids of those ages under 18 for somewhere to go and to get advice is great. So
Oh yeah.
we should talk when we're done recording about setting something up and having people come out and just do like little sponsorships and talk to them.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think that would be really good for her too, also because look what she started. That's a great confidence boost. I'm so proud of her. I just met her, but I am so proud of the progress that she has made, because that's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She is a good girl. She's a sweet girl.
Oh, she's so cute. Well, tell everybody where they can find your Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
So it's called SA Jewls.
And spell it.
SAJEWLS. I believe that's how you spell it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I have a display name. It's SA Jewelry.
Jewelry.
Oh my gosh. SAGERWERLY.
G or J? JEW.
Yeah, that's how you spell jewelry.
So her IG to be able to search her would be SA Jewls, JEWLS.
And a logo, it's pink.
She has a pink logo. It is a public page. That's the only page. She does have a personal page that is private. Her business page is public, so she's able to gain her followers, and people can kind of see her products on there. She does have a website, sajewls.company.site. And again, it's sajewls.company.site. And she's able to take in order requests. So if you wanted to place an order, you would submit the form, and then she contacts and gets all of the information so we can customize bracelets. She does party favors, any kind of baby shower gifts, or she would love to personalize for parties as well. And
shipping is everywhere.
Yes, she can ship. She does do shipping too.
That's got to be fun, going to the post office with all those packages.
Yeah, we just did a drop the other day, and we were like, we got to find another way. It's getting a little pricey. So we're like,
they weren't even that far.
We're trying to figure that part out. But, again, it's trial and error. That's what you got to do.
Exactly. And that's what all about being entrepreneurs is, you got to figure out what works. And I'm glad that she's starting now, because she'll have a great basis for when she gets older, and she'll know how things work. And this is fabulous.
Yes.
Did you want to talk a little bit about your background so that we can just kind of piece them together?
Like what I do without?
For me or for her?
For you. That way, because you're an entrepreneur as well.
Yeah, so I love being creative. I think a lot of times we fall victim to the 9-to-5 or to something that we're just not passionate about. And that really starts affecting your mind. It really starts to affect your productivity and just how good you feel about your life. And so for me, entrepreneurship was always kind of something that I wanted to do, because I want to be happy. I don't want to feel, tied down to something that I don't have a happiness for. And so I did a lot of event planning, ran my own business doing event planning, a lot of sip and paints and vision board parties that I would put together. And then I do help build logos and some graphic design for small businesses, flyers, t-shirts. Love doing stuff like that, because I get to create things and, talk to people and understand what they like. And then I actually took a break from that, and I took some coaching classes, and I became a certified coach, because to me, I feel happiest when I can see other people do what they want and help them do what they want. I'm a Cancer. That's my sign. So I'm always like giving, and that makes me happy. That's my love language. So taking a coaching class really helped me learn how to kind of pause and not be so excited all the time for everyone and kind of scare people off, I think sometimes. so that's kind of my background. I love dealing with people, and with her I feel like it's kind of opened my doors more to a younger crowd. um, and it makes me feel like I'm young still. So, it's like a win-win. It's like gives me some youth.
No, absolutely. And I'm glad that you said that. I am easily excitable. That is one of my it's not a flaw, but it's just that's who I am. So if you came to me like,
Yeah,
"Oh my god, I'm going to go buy a cake." I'd be like, "Oh my god, tell me what kind. Is it going to be chocolate?" For no reason. So maybe I
totally.
take that class too and calm down some.
It's just a perspective. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just like always excited about life. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's another thing too. You got to be fully secure with yourself. Like you can be excited about life. Like it's okay.
Right, and honestly, if you're not, that's kind of cause for concern, right?
Yeah, exactly. And more so why maybe you need to have run your business doing a passion that you love. I personally feel like, after COVID hit, I feel like a lot of people who were 9 to 5 were able to find a passion, a hobby, cuz all of these small businesses, I feel like since the pandemic like have just bloomed and blossomed, and you really start seeing people's different colors and just creativity starting to come out, and I love it. I love it.
I honestly like I know it was like a terrible time in all of our lives, but at the same time, so many good things came out of it. Like one of
Agree.
my favorite rappers to listen to, he got his start during COVID. Like a lot of
Hmm.
people got their start YouTube, everything because we A had
Yes.
nothing else to do, but B, this is who we really are and who we want to be.
Yes, exactly.
So
Exactly.
I agree. Like it sucked, yes, but it also grew a lot of other things. And just a little fun fact about me, I started my business a month before the shutdown. But
Did you really?
I did, but it didn't harm my business. It actually grew. So
Nice.
I have a cleaning
Okay.
company. So we were, yeah, we were like, okay, this is a perfect opportunity for me to like jump into cleaning because everybody needs me right now. Ain't nobody doing it for themselves.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. There's always a silver lining, and that's really important to tap into, is that silver lining, and fixate yourself on that little bit of blessing and grace. Like that's what you need to stick to and grow it from there. Just like a seed. A seed starts off really small. You can't even see it in the ground sometimes. Sometimes you don't even know what's going on under the ground. Like it's sprouting and doing all of these beautiful things that we can't see. And it silently grows and blossoms into this beautiful piece of nature. And that is exactly what, small business is.
Absolutely. So before we go, do you guys have any words of advice for other entrepreneurs listening who are thinking about starting?
Um,
Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up.
Absolutely. Don't give up. Never be afraid to ask questions, and even people in your same field, partner with them just for mentoring and networking. Everything doesn't have to be a competition. There's enough people in the world that our business will thrive for every single person. um, and stay positive no matter what. Don't give up and stay positive, I feel like are two that kind of go together. What you put out, we talk about this big in our family. Your mind is so strong that the minute you put a negative thought or a negative word out there, your brain begins to conform those and it becomes infectious. Like, stay positive so that your business can thrive in that positivity.
Absolutely. I will agree with you. I believe that somebody once told me that energy follows thought. And I was like, that was very
Yep.
profound to me. So I'm trying to be very
Hmm.
mindful of like how I am thinking and how I'm doing business. So I love that you also are on the same page. That's great.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I cannot wait to see how you grow. This is so exciting. I got goosebumps.
And thank you guys for listening to another amazing episode of Down Home Dirt. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.